Alright, gents, I'm gonna go to game chat, but I'm sure we'll see you at some point. Alright, buddy.
Alright.
Cool. Let me, make sure everything's good in here. Looks to be good. Let me do a, Twitter announcement real quick, or we can just, alright. Cool.
Alright,
So
I tweeted out saying that I was online. And I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna go to your stream to see if I can be heard on yours. I don't know if you wanna go.
yeah, I can hear you through mine. I've got my dashboard up, so.
You're being really choppy on my end.
Am I? Let me see through mine. I've got my dashboard up.
Right, perfect. Yours, so. Alright, well, I guess we'll get started with a little bit of an intro. I'm Church of Sniper, and we got MLBoneDaddy over here.
Yo yo.
Today, we're going to be running some bounties, but we're going to be doing some discussions about the Taking King Night revealed by Twitch today. So, let's break into that. BoneDaddy, what was the first thing that you have noticed with the Taking King content?
I mean, my whole big, I don't know if you really caught it. The first thing I actually noticed about all this was that it's about damn time we're getting, like, real experience-based leveling. Like the whole light leveling thing was cool and all, but when the game first came out, I was perpetually 29. Like, I didn't hit 30 until Dark Below, when I could go to the vendors and make it. It was, it was really discouraging a lot of the time. So that was a big thing for me.
I would have to agree.
We gave up the moon to keep the hive away from Earth.
Came out,
We hoped that would be enough for them.
Constantly 29. I did not hit 30 until the Dark Below came out, and you could purchase the gear that would bring you up to 30. Now, once Dark Below was out, I did hit 32, and I started branching off into multiple characters. I actually created my third character and got all of them up to 32 right before House of Wolves. But with the House of Wolves, I kind of got my characters
Up ahead,
up to
Guardian
the
down.
light level max fairly easy, but I kind of didn't really focus on my Hunter so much. I played a lot on my Titan and on my Warlock.
Right.
So I've got a lot of gear that will for them, but I'm looking forward to an honest XP leveling system.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna make the game a lot more enjoyable, instead of, perpetually hovering around a certain level because I don't have a certain piece of gear or the etheric lights or whatever. It'll be nice to be able to finally bring my Titan and Hunter up. One of the
only thing that I am gonna talk about real quick is I'm still gonna be hunting the etheric light, just so that way I can bring some other guns up to 365, because it hasn't quite been confirmed that they're going to get rid of from what I know at least anyway, I haven't heard them say that they're getting rid of the Ethereum blade.
Right.
But in case they are, I want to be able to have the guns that I want all 365.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a thing. I mean, they also showed how they like knocked down the attack levels for all the year 1 weapons to generally around 160. Well, no, what they basically said is that the number value has changed, but like the effectiveness of the piece of armor or the weapon or whatever the hell, they said it's pretty much all still going to be pack the same amount of punch or block the same amount of punch.
They scaled it to match what it's going to be.
Right, so that's safe to assume like the max might still be 365 or somewhere around there.
All the exotic weapons and armor are going to have year 1 and year 2, with exceptions. Not even they confirmed that not every weapon's going to have a year 2 version. So your year 1s are going to remain just as effective, but they selected so many weapons. Guns say level 20.
Yeah. What I understood it as is that they kind of said we only have so many year 1 weapons for now, which kind of hinted that we might be getting some later. Which would be cool. I mean, it's not like the worst thing in the world if we only get, you know, 1 or whatever. For now, I'm okay with it. It's from what I saw, we get Suros. I saw Red Death. It looked like, because I was looking at the, like, I didn't really see it was the year 2 weapons, or the year 1 exotics. I'm like, this year 2 exotic looks just like a repaint of Red Death. And then I realized, oh wait, that's the year 2 version of Red Death. You know, so all these level 2s or year 2, year 1 exotics are getting paint jobs, which is awesome. You know, it'll be cool to... Yeah.
Like that you can customize it, and they said that it's going to be customizable to what they're doing for the faction.
Yeah, the new perk system is definitely awesome. I'm definitely all about it right now. It's like the way how you can like it makes the guns far more customizable. It makes them your gun. You know, it's gonna be my Bad Juju, because they basically said during that stream that Bad Juju is gonna get its a year 2 exotic. Bad Juju is one of my favorite exotics. Like, ever since this game has come out, people are like, the Bad Juju is gonna be awesome, you know. And it sucked for the longest time. And it's a good exotic now, but it's you know, promised to be even better. And it's just like, what? So I'm excited for that, and to see how certain perks with that are gonna work, because basically it's kind of like gonna work like with House of Wolves, where the gun's already gonna be at its max attack value or whatever, but the only upgrading you're doing are for the perks, and that the intrinsic perk, or like the perk that makes the gun, like for Bad Juju, it's String of Curses, where you get a kill, your gun's automatically reloaded. You know, that's gonna be available right off the bat. Like with Light Beyond Nemesis, the whole reviving teammates faster is gonna be, and I think it's get health back with orbs is gonna be available right off the bat. You know, it's gonna be awesome.
No, Light Beyond Nemesis is
800 pounds and highly militarized. They blow up planets and moons.
It's just revive teammates faster. That's the one that's gonna.
Yeah,
Okay.
what its main perk is to revive them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's gonna be the one that's available right off the bat, and they're doing that with all the year 2 exotics. So I'm really excited for that. It's gonna be really cool to see.
Not only the year 2, they're doing it with the year 1, so any future year 1 that's an exotic.
Right. The level 40 year ones.
No, even the level 20. You get a
Really?
level 20 version of it. Yeah.
I totally missed that.
Yeah, so they're gonna make that where all future ones you don't have.
Oh, let me pop a
Um,
display code.
Access key.
what was the other thing
I don't need
that
an
was
access key.
that you noticed
DOS is
about
more
it?
complicated. Oh.
I mean, I like that strength, intellect, and discipline now have actual timers instead of those dumb percentage values that make no sense whatsoever. Like that's definitely gonna come in handy when I'm trying to figure out what pieces of armor and what weapons and what ghost shells and what class items I'm gonna want on. It'll be nice to have a real stat value to be able to put on with that rather than some number that I have no idea what it means. You know, I've never taken the time to figure out what these percentages mean towards the total overall time of my cooldowns. That's just way too much effort for a game like that I'm not professional in or competing in to be professional or whatever. Like this is a fun thing for me, and although some people like to have those charts just mapped all over their computer or their game desk or whatever they have, their battle station, let's call it. Man, I just don't. I don't have space for all that kind of stuff, and it's nice to be able to just simplify it.
Yeah, I can agree because having those numbers will help out much more. Even the best players can only take a guess as to how long it is. You know, kind of take everything off, have it at 0%, and then just record how long it takes with each percentage. You know? So, I mean, this will be nice to have in the tier system that will just be like, okay, well, this much, you're hitting this many seconds. And
Right.
this much, you're gonna hit a minute. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that'll be nice. I'm looking forward to that. Now, one of the other things I have to
Oh, dude, for sure. Yeah, dude, bringing up the ghost screen is actually gonna mean something now. Like I'll say it again. I essentially paid $100 for a fucking beta of the game, and as angry as that makes me sometimes, it's nice to finally see the whole thing coming together. Like the quest screen for. Oh, wait, you gonna take? Are we doing the whole mission, or are you just taking?
We're just gonna kill 2 more.
Okay, cool. You know, it's nice to finally see like the quest screen and then like all the quest logs and the rewards and all the things, and being able to track bounties and being able to turn bounties in wherever and being able to do all this stuff from wherever you are. Now I feel like turning in bounties should kind of be, you know, go back to where you either got them or from your ship. I don't feel like you should be able to do them in the middle of a mission. That's kind of like, you know, hey, you should complete this mission and not like totally make it super easy on yourself in the middle of the whole thing. That's kind of the way. I mean, it kind of does break the mold of RPGs in that sense, or MMOs, or whatever you want to classify Destiny as. I mean, it's definitely an MMORPG to a sense, but it's definitely more of an FPS. I don't know. Anyway, it's gonna be cool to do all those things. But I don't totally agree with every single one of them. But it's nice to finally see everything coming together and like, totally working out.
Yeah. Now, for the other over to the new bounty system for how we can keep track of what's important to each bounty are. Like, you don't have to worry about day. You don't have to go here, there, where you
Yeah.
they didn't
Find out who's in charge.
Yeah, that
and
was
take
definitely pretty cool that they're gonna have, like an actual quest line for every single subclass. I saw one for, you know, the one for the Stormcaller. I saw one for Voidwalker. I saw the one for Blade Dancer. I mean, I didn't see the whole quest line, but I saw the description for it and everything. So it's gonna be cool that we're gonna be going to, was it Mars as Warlocks to be getting the Stormcaller subclass, and we're gonna have to go and wreck some Vex for it. You know, spoiler alert, my bad. If you really care that much, like it's cool that we're getting it from the silence from the Vex. You know, it's not really something that has arc damage. It's mostly void solar. So I got you. So it's definitely cool to see, like, we're definitely going to see, I guess, some new enemy types pop up that we haven't really thought we'd ever see before. You know, they're not going to be Taken, as far as I can tell. Taken looks like it's only going to be Hive, Cabal, and Fallen related. Yeah, that'll be cool. Hold on.
Having the blueprints, having the person that will keep track, or the vendor area, I guess you could call it, that will keep track of your emblems, your shaders, tell you where and how to get each one, and then I do like the fact that for like your factions and everything,
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about getting duplicates. Like they'll go and they'll say, okay, well, you already got it, so they confirm that they're taking it out of the purple.
I understood it as they were reducing the chance of it. Now is that, or at least with factions.
Yeah, with factions, what they're going to do is they're going to take it and they're going to completely, like if you got one of the shaders, right, from call it Dead Orbit, and there's so many shaders available, come Taken King. You got it, they take it out of being able to get it again from that package.
We gave up the moon to keep the Hive away from her.
So that way you have a
We hope
higher
that will
odds
be
of
enough.
getting the ones you don't have.
Right.
And they said that way you can get every single shader, because there are many people that are hunting for all the shaders and all the emblems. How many times do you end up getting the same shader?
Up ahead.
Right.
Guardian down.
So I'm gonna stop you real quick. When we go in between missions, that black screen we get, our voices are totally cutting in and out of our feeds for each other.
Okay.
So I just wanted to point that out real quick.
Alright, so but yeah, so that's one thing that I definitely like, that if they're gonna take whatever one that we get out of that, and alright. But yeah, so once we get it, like let's say I get, oh god, what shader is it?
There's nothing left.
Not even the light.
I don't think I have any of the faction shaders on this character. So, for instance, we'll call it Million Million. We'll pretend Million Million is a faction shader for a
Sure.
second. And we'll call it a New Monarchy shader. And then you go through, you get it, and you no longer have the ability to get it from a New Monarchy package. You can, they'll give you all the other ones if you get a shader from that package.
We may want to move.
Right.
Now, this is kind of like a give and take. I kind of like it, but I hate it at the same time.
We've woken the Hive.
Have the marks, so I like that we all one mark.
Yeah.
Part that I like about it is half the one, and it's
Yeah. And another cool thing about that is that it's a wallet. It's not like you're not limited by how many you can earn in a week, but you're limited by how many you can hold at a time, which is about, again, it's about time they finally did something like that. Like, it was a really big pain that I could only earn, you know, 100 and 100 per week. It was beyond frustrating when you're trying to get, you know, multiple pieces of armor, and it took me, you know, 2 weeks to do it. You know, just if I wanted to run strikes or run crucible matches or whatever, you know, I couldn't just, oh, I just blew myself up. You know, you couldn't just do it. You know, you had to wait and take forever, which, I mean, I get it, because they didn't want you rushing through and getting everything super duper quick, which is a nice thought, but at the same time, it's like, it's not what the player base is really looking for. And I get, like, Bungie's been all about, well, this is how we want you to play the game, and this is how we want you to experience, but it's also like, it's my experience. Can I experience it the way I want to? Kind of like Borderlands. Like, Borderlands is played a certain way, and they kind of just went, alright, here's the world, experience it. Like, just do it how you want to do it. And it worked out great. You know? That opening cutscene with, kind of in that whole experiencing, that opening cutscene with Cade going, well, we always knew orcs would show up. You know, it's about time. It's like, it looks like we're finally getting some real story cutscenes, and our characters and people in this game are people we've been going to for information this whole time, are finally getting characterization. I'm really, really excited to see this. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. Now, I would really hope that eventually they'll put the Grimoire cards available to
We gave up the moon to keep the Hive away from Earth. We hope that will be enough for them.
I'm really hoping that becomes the Speaker's Library or something. It would just make the most sense.
Yeah. Now, like, there really wasn't too much more. I mean, other than the fact that, yeah, you can still trade stuff to the Speaker. I do like all of the way that they're doing for, like, the new ghosts, like the legendaries, the rares, and everything. I'm just wondering if, like, for me, I have the ghost shell from the collector's edition.
Up ahead.
Right.
Guardian down.
Came out. Is that ghost gonna stay the same and not have any perks to it, or am I gonna have to and get a whole new ghost, or will they do something for that one ghost? Because it's a
You know, they didn't go into it. I'd be more than likely to just assume that it's probably just gonna stay the way it is. You'll just have it for being a collector's edition buyer. And you can still bring it out every once in a while. Now, they may change that. They may announce that, hey, you 10% of people who bought the collector's edition, or 10% of players who bought the collector's edition, you guys are going to get some bonuses on your ghost shells. They'll probably announce it. I mean, that besides the beta ghost shell, those are the only two out there. You know, so... And I don't really see that many other ghost shells wandering about, like from the beta or the collector's edition.
I do like a lot of the color schemes on it. Like for the ones that help you find like Spirit Blue and all that stuff. Like it seems that the one for Venus, I really like the green color scheme of it. I think that's probably my favorite looking one.
Yeah.
Out of the rare.
We've woken the Hive.
Yeah.
Out of everything else. I mean,
Well, like the Crucible ones where, you know, get extra points towards killing, you know, Hunters in the Crucible, Warlocks in the Crucible, Titans in the Crucible, and that's gonna kind of make you go, okay, well, I have to go for this particular class then. So if you've got, you know, the one on for Hunters, you're gonna spend a little less time trying to take down the Titans and the Warlocks, and you're definitely gonna spend more time, you know, going after Hunters. And it's gonna show. Like, people are gonna try and figure out who's the weakest class to go after, and there's gonna be a lot of experimenting, and a lot of people are gonna find out real quick that not everybody plays the same, and not every class can be, you know, taken down. And with all the new subclasses coming into play, it's definitely gonna shift PvP. I mean, PvE for sure, but there's definitely going to be a huge shift in how PvP is played with the Crucible Ghosts and the Crucible Bounties and how everything's done. And like there's Shax's bounties and stuff with his legendary bounty or however they want to call it or whatever.
I'm picking up the dying light of a ghost. Inside.
Because with a lot of that, you're gonna have all of the. This one's gonna give you defense for this, or this one's gonna make you more aggressive if you're using this. You know, so it's. I kind of see it like that. Like you're gonna have to find out, and not only that, but the extra. I think it's gonna be more of looking at, okay, well, what's the enemy team comprised of?
Right.
Mostly? Is it mostly warlocks, hunters, or titans? Because I mean, if you got a team that has two of each on it, it don't matter. You can throw on any one of them. But if you have one late and it's a whole group of people, and you see it's like 4 hunters and like 2 warlocks, you might as well just throw the one on for hunters and earn the extra.
We gave up the moon to keep the hive away from Earth.
Odds are you're going to be hitting
We
a
hope that
hunter
would be
a lot
enough
more
for
than
them.
you see a warlock.
Yeah, of course.
Now, I think that's pretty much a lot of like the main one. I like the ability that you can upgrade weapons and armor and everything by sacrificing other pieces that are legendary into another legendary.
Up ahead,
I think
Guardian
you can
down.
do it for rares and like the commons as well.
Yeah, when they did the whole thing with the gunsmith, which I'm gonna bring up in a second. Yeah, they really only showed a legendary weapon. I'm sure it'll be available for like other stuff as well, but it was definitely I only confirmed for legendaries. And it was cool. Another thing about like legendary stuff is if you shard a legendary item, be it armor or weapon, it's gonna turn into legendary marks. They didn't confirm how much, because it wasn't connected to a server or anything, so they really couldn't. They didn't really. It didn't pop up on the screen when they sharded it, but I think they sharded some gloves or something. But
they went to shard it, and show you that you can get the legendary marks, but they forgot. Oh, my bad. It's not September 15th.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not gonna count for anything. So, but they did say it'll. You'll be able to get legendary marks that way, which is cool. Be able to get rid of these purples I don't want. Cryptarch's finally selling legendary Ingrams, with no chance of them turning into blues, or so Bungie likes to tell us. But let's see how that goes on day 1. And then yeah, but the gunsmith now has rep. Which is gonna be awesome. Yeah. No, they did. They said when you're going through and getting rep for, let's say you want to get Crucible rep, well, you also get Crucible rep and your faction rep at the same time, because you're now permanently allied, which you can only change once a week. You get faction rep and Crucible or Vanguard rep at the same time. So if you're doing strikes, you'll get. Nope, they brought it up about Crucibles too, which is awesome. That's one of those little notes I wrote down. Another thing I noticed is that, with the faction allegiances, like, it's about time, because they announced that stuff back in a year ago, 2 years ago, at E3, and then it never happened. Ooh, I got an upgrade. And now it's finally doable. Another thing I noticed is that me and Deej, totally about that dead orbit. praise that solar exodus.
See, I kind of did something a little different. I kind of have each one of my characters aligned with a different faction.
Yeah.
So this is
What?
making me want to look at all the different factions.
Yeah.
Maybe start trying to level up some of the different factions, because like looking at it right now, I mean, I don't play too much for each faction. Rank 6, and then I'm 0 for the others.
Yeah.
We gave up the moon to keep the hive away from
I
Earth.
mean, it might make me
We
want
hope
to go
that would
and
be
do
enough
that,
for them.
but then again, at the same time, the only downside to having the same wallet for all 3 characters for those marks is going to be I can't go and purchase a weapon on one, log in on another character, purchase another one, through a different faction, or, you know, spend more marks than what you see. It's all one wallet.
Yeah, but at the same time, you'll be able to go out and in an hour and a half, re-earn those marks, depending on what the rate is. If it's something similar, like it shouldn't take you too long if you're doing your bounties and stuff. You know, you've got 3 characters to do these bounties on, because it looks like the bounties are still character specific, while the wallets and the reps are account bound.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's still a plus. That it's not all account balance.
Yeah.
So,
That'll be
I
nice.
do like the fact that they added in for the
There's
Crucible.
nothing left.
Not
Not the
even
Crucible
light.
Quartermaster, but
Where's his
I can't even remember his name. But you know, the Crucible guy, he has all that stuff that you can purchase, like armor and everything. You can go and not only purchase the armor from him, but once you do his quests and his bounties and everything that he has for you, you got, there's no quest, it's just bounties. Once you do all 5, you unlock the last one, and then you get basically a Nightfall equivalent reward for completing that 6th bounty.
So you're talking like 20 materials?
Well, it could be 20, it could be 9 strange coins, it could be whatever it is, but it gives you the whole amount for the...
We've woken the hive!
Yeah.
And it also gives you a chance at earning.
Yeah. Same chance you would in a Nightfall. Which is cool. Now, I am, like I said earlier, I am stoked that, like, the gunsmith finally gets some faction, or gets some, you know, you have to gain rep with him to get certain things. The, like the new weapon orders.
To be honest, I'm happy about the weapon orders. That's probably going to be one of the first.
Yeah. No, that's all. It's gonna be awesome. I'm definitely going to be all about, what do they call them? Field test weapons. Like, get a weapon, let me rent it out from Banshee real quick, go kill a bunch of stuff. Where is it? Oh, God. You know, go kill a bunch of stuff, and then, you know, level it up and have a weapon order, and, you know, get a random weapon from a cert maker or foundry the next Wednesday on Arms Day, which is gonna be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be like one of the first things I sign up for with them when I test out.
I guess another one of the aesthetics I'm really excited about are the all the icon and like artwork redesigns for subclasses and items and stuff. And all the new looks like they added some caps or increased the caps on some of the materials, like shards and energy and stuff.
Yeah, I did notice that from the video. Like it said it was like 999,999, and then
Yeah.
it had a plus sign. Like
It was
if you have
obscene.
more than, yeah, and then if you have more than that, it puts a little plus there. Like, hey, listen, we're not gonna roll it over.
We gave
to
up the
a million.
moon to keep
We
the
know
hive away from
exactly
Earth.
how many you have. So
Yeah.
That would be enough
we're
for
just
them.
gonna leave it at that. And then, what is it? I could have sworn. What's the current cap on like relic iron and spirit fluid? 100?
I think it's 200.
200. I think it's still the same. I think it's still 200.
Yeah, it looked like it was still the same in their inventories.
Yeah, so I mean, hopefully they'll increase it because with some of those ghosts, you have the ability to extract more. I'm glad that they didn't take out the Spirit Bloom and all the other stuff in the game. So, because there was that whole them saying that if you get Taken King, it's gonna be one material is what you need to use to upgrade
There's nothing
the
left.
armor and everything, and the
Not
weapons.
even the light.
And I didn't really see
Where's
from,
this ghost?
like him going at the beach going over the weapons.
Yeah,
Like,
he didn't really.
I didn't see any material, like any actual material for it. Like I had seen, from what I had noticed, it was mostly glimmer.
Yeah, I really honestly wasn't paying attention. I know materials are gonna be used to trade in for like faction rep. With both
Not just
Crucible, I think with Crucible and your factions and the Vanguard.
actually, from what I had seen, I don't know if it's faction rep. I'm gonna have to check it back out. But when he was looking at New Monarchy at the very top, I could have sworn like it was purchasing like a faction.
We've woken the hive.
Something. Basically trading materials.
Well, it was kind of like when you would trade marks for materials. I think they're doing that in reverse, like he was trading materials for rep. Or something similar. Yeah. Yeah, I honestly didn't give that too close a look. It's a video, I can go back and watch it again. You know, at a later date. Later time.
Now the Dreadnought, that's going to be something that I'm looking forward to seeing. Pretty much everything they showed was I think big highlight.
Yeah. I'm not going to be able to see the Dreadnought reveal. I'll be at work, unfortunately. Like, I'm closing Friday night, so their reveal is going to start at, I think, 2. I have to be at work by 2:30, 3 o'clock. Which sucks. But is life.
I'm picking up the dying light of a ghost. Inside.
Oh fuck, I stepped inside. Shit.
You're okay. Alright. Outside of that, I think that's pretty much everything.
Yeah, there really wasn't a lot that they covered. It seems like it, and because it's an hour-long video, but I mean, half of that video was them teasing vault space, which wasn't really that big of a fucking deal.
Vault space. That's the only thing that we haven't spoken about. Is the vault.
Motherfucking vault space.
Look at that. They teased it. We forgot to talk about it.
Yeah, right.
With the vault space, I'm glad that they're basically giving you your like own pages for each type. It was something that we kind of thought would have to happen. And for the longest while, they were teasing, saying, "Hey, look, we're trying to work on it. We don't know." But I'm pretty sure they knew that they were increasing it, just trying to keep us sweating on it a little bit. Make us worry, saying, "Oh, what are we gonna do about vault space and our gear?" I definitely like that they're gonna be saying, "Okay, here's 72 slots for weapons.
We
Here's
gave
Yeah.
up the moon to
72
keep the
slots
hive
for
away from
armor.
Earth.
Here's
We hope that would be enough for them.
I don't even know how many. I didn't get to see how many item slots there are. But I do like that. Basically, my main concern is the weapons and the not so much even armor. Like, I don't even have that much armor that is stored up. But I guess it being that we're gonna be getting a whole bunch of new gear, stronger gear, we're probably gonna be storing a lot of our year 1 stuff into the vault.
Up ahead. Guardian
Yeah.
down.
shouldn't take too long if you got intellect specifics.
Yep, 100% on intellect.
Got that obsidian mind?
Let me throw that on right now.
Yeah, dude, that, when I was doing that bounty earlier, that was a handy helmet to have. You know, get 4 or 5 kills, instant Nova Bomb.
Yeah. I'm gonna wait a little bit though, because I want to do it right at the start.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Now, I'm gonna try to spec myself for increased range and duration of Nova Bomb. Increase the explosion size of Nova Bomb. That way I can pretty much guarantee I'll hit. Now, I don't know, is there anything else that we really need to talk about?
I mean, we could go over some of the other stuff, like some of the stuff they've announced, or speculation. Like, I hope they figure out something new with the app, just to keep it, like, pick up bounties with the app maybe would be nice. I guess that kind of goes against what I said earlier about having to turn them in at the source. But I guess being able to turn in and pick up bounties through the app would be really convenient, or through Bungie.net, or quests or whatever, so you don't really have, you know, or even if all you have to do is be in your ship at the moment, you know, that it'd be a lot better to do that than have to go back to, you know, go through that loading screen that takes you back to Earth or the reef or wherever else. You know, I'm assuming we'll get another base of operations somewhere around the Dreadnought. Would not surprise me.
I would really like to see another social space entered in.
Yeah.
It'd be nice.
I still want to see more of Earth rather than just goddamn Russia. No offense, you Russians out there, but kind of tired of looking at the Cosmodrome all day.
That would be awesome if they maybe did something else, like another location, and you had like a social space for there. You had all of your patrols and missions and everything for that area, you know, or maybe something a little bit different. Maybe you can actually go down and explore the actual city itself. You know, it'd be nice to explore the city. You know, wouldn't it be nice if you could find vendors inside the city, you know?
Yeah, you know, it's, you know, like bounty boards like from Borderlands that were out in the wild where you had to go and get that stuff. Kind of like what you mentioned about going down into the, having stuff like that out in the wild. It'd be pretty cool. Not really, I don't know, it would be cool, but then I feel like the game would start turning into fucking Borderlands. And don't get me wrong, I love Borderlands, but I only want Borderlands to be Borderlands and not Destiny to be Borderlands. I feel like they need to also keep it kind of in the Destiny platform.
Yeah. I can definitely understand. I mean, I love Borderlands. To me, this game's kind of like a mixture of like Mass Effect meets Borderlands meets Halo.
Yeah.
Like
It's definitely has that vibe. Oh, you started up?
Yep.
Oh, okay. And to those of you who were watching and then some of you are dropping off, yeah, I know it was a little boring there. We getting our supers so we can do this here bounty on this mission.
Not even the light. Where's this ghost?
Now, I'm kind of curious what the new voice of the ghost is going to sound like. I mean, I know who they're having do the voice, but we haven't heard quite if it's going to be like his normal voice.
Yeah.
Or if maybe it's going to be slightly different.
You know, it's not something I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna try to avoid that at all costs. That's kind of a surprise I want for when September rolls around. It's one of those little things I want to keep as a surprise, you know? I don't mind finding out mechanics and stuff, but I feel like it's kind of part of the story, and I kind of want to keep that to me. Now, what I'm hoping they...
I know people were talking about like single bot, and it's kind of like, okay, well, a lot of people didn't really like voice acting for it. They felt that it was kind of,
Yeah.
but I didn't really have a problem with it.
I would, yeah, I would totally agree with that if they didn't try and give it personality. If the lines they hadn't given the ghost, like, seemed like they needed to have some more personality behind them, and it was just like a GPS, kind of, I would totally understand that. But the ghost has a personality, and it obviously has a sense of humor, or it has feelings, and it isn't just a robot. Like, it was created by the Traveler to help create and guide the Guardians.
My whole view on it is, you look at Cortana, the reason why has so much personality is she's mapped off of an actual human brain, where we don't know about the Traveler, you know?
Right.
We don't know what's inside it, kind of personality. I mean, if the Traveler even has a personality,
yeah, but the Traveler's not really a ghost. Like, the Traveler, as we know it, from what we can tell, is from some of the fallen Grimoire cards, like the Great Machine. So as far as I know, it's just a machine. I don't really have any basis for them. But like, just keeping in mind with talking about the ghosts, like, it has a personality. Like, that's abundantly clear that it doesn't like being called Little Light. It doesn't like certain it gets afraid. It's a person in a little box. And right. Even though I didn't mind Peter Dinklage's like voice acting behind the ghost, it is more, I can totally understand and appreciate why a lot of people didn't, why a lot of people thought it was lackluster, or it didn't really like make sense. Why it sounded like he was just phoning it in, and it does. It's like there's a really big monotone to most of the lines. Like, if you go back and listen to "That wizard came from the moon," I mean, it should have been like, "That wizard's from the goddamn moon." You know, there should have been a little more emphasis on it, and a little more, I don't want to say excitement, but like feeling behind it. And humans haven't seen a wizard, a hive wizard, in, what do you say, centuries? That's kind of a big fucking deal. And the way he delivered the line was very, anticlimactic. It didn't put a sort of any sort of or sense of tension that you would with, nobody's seen this thing in centuries, and he's here on Earth, and it can ruin your day if it's so desired at this point in the game. Now, if we were to go run through that mission again at 34 and that was to happen, well, I would just laugh and say, "Peace out, wizard, you're done." But yeah, no. I don't it's not my biggest gripe with the game as it was in vanilla. Like, I think when Peter Dinklage did the voice for like the commercials and stuff, there was a much better job. Like, there was a lot more emotion and emphasis and stuff in his voice for that. And so it's obvious that, like, after the game was recorded, he finally found how to be that character. Because I don't think he's ever really done voiceover work before. It's not really an easy thing to just jump into. It's definitely not the same as acting, because you have people to act off of and with, and that's definitely a different medium altogether. Voice actors have to just do it themselves a lot of the time. Like Halo, for example, Steve Downes, who voices Master Chief, and Jen Taylor, who voiced Cortana, did not sit in a room and record with each other for the first time until Halo 4. That's 12 years down the line in that franchise. That's a big deal. Like, it's not insignificant, and it shows in Halo 4's story. Like, you you definitely hear and can feel the emotion between those two, the two characters, since, you know, Jen and Steve are talking to each other. It definitely makes a difference.
I can definitely agree with you on that because, you know, well, yeah, there's a lot of Cortana and Master Chief. Three were really good. Maybe in my opinion.
No, I agree. It's not like they were garbage in 1 through 3. They definitely weren't garbage. But you can definitely, going back and playing, you know, since I'm going through the Master Chief collection with a friend of mine, you know, going back and playing through them. We really do. You know, me and my homeboy stopped on like level 2 of Halo 2 or whatever, or like halfway through the first level when we got disconnected from Xbox Live. So we have to start that whole level over again. I'm just like not having it. But yeah, no, we definitely need to go through and do that. But like going through and playing those again, you can kind of hear the roboticness of their reactions to each other's lines. It's not like totally emotionless. Like in the first couple of games, Chief doesn't really have any emotions to display. He's just a soldier, you know, he's the last Spartan, but you don't really know that. All you really know is he's a super soldier, he's a cyborg, he's grade A badass, and Cortana's just an AI computer program that he has to protect. That's really the only basis you're given, and, you know, that game was in 2001, and voice acting was still kind of new, and it wasn't this big deal that it is these days. You know, voice actors these days, you know, millions of dollars, can make entire careers off of it, whereas back in the day, kind of, sort of, not really.
But just so you know, there's more fallen
Now,
and on the way.
kind of noticed that too a little bit with Destiny. One of those things that, voice acting, I didn't have
In what sense of their voice acting? Like the amount of voiceover artists they had, and then the lack of voice acting accompanying that? Because that's kind of a big deal with me. It's like they got Nathan Fillion, they got Lance Reddick, they got Claudia Black, they had the one girl from Fire. They got like half the cast of Firefly, you know, to voice characters in Destiny, and they gave them no lines. Like, that goes back to that whole theory that, you know, all this voiceover work and all this production was done and then cut 3/4 of the way through production on the game for whatever reason. And then there's also that whole thing where Deej came out and like smacked that down awful quick in a Bungie.net forum post, or it might have been on Reddit. I can't remember exactly. Oh, I might have killed myself. Okay, we're good.
Oh yeah, I mean, I haven't had any friends with the actual voice acting of the character.
Yeah.
Play as, but I mean, I guess it's kind of
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like if we got to kind of pick the voice our character used, I wouldn't be so mad about it, because there are games that have voice act, you know, the main character's voice act, like Mass Effect, for example. The immersion's not totally lost. It's definitely there. And even in Halo, like, I feel like I'm the Master Chief 90% of the time. And, you know, I don't need a silent protagonist like Link from Zelda. Like, it's just, sometimes games need a protagonist that speaks. But it's the lack of, you know, what voice acting was done, I'm not complaining about, but it's the fact that there's all these characters and there's all this opportunity, and it was just missed entirely. Now, I'm more than certain that with all these new quest lines for, let's say, you know, even the new, besides the new subclass, the subclasses we already have are getting quest lines. I'm sure there's going to be cutscenes and voice acting and all these other things to make the experience more immersive. In fact, they've all but confirmed it in other little interviews and E3 and Gamescom stuff that came out over the last 4 months, 3 months, since they announced the Taken King and stuff. So it's definitely gonna be there. It's just that it's kind of a year late. Like I'm kind of wishing they'd have done the whole Nintendo thing and been like, and I get Activision was like, well, we can't delay this game. You know, we have to put it out there. We've promised it, and we need our paycheck. You know, I'm blaming most of the bad stuff on Activision as a fucking corporation, because, you know, i.e. Harmonix and stuff. But it's like, I wish they would have just gone and delayed the game 6 months and increased the price tag by like $20 and made it House of Wolves, or like the Dark Below and vanilla at the same time, or something. You know, maybe not the Dark Below, maybe not House of Wolves, but giving me a more complete game. Like, it goes back to what I said earlier and what I've said the last couple of weeks, is that we've essentially been playing. You know, I've paid $100 to be in this beta for the last year, and it's aggravating. I mean, I've pre-ordered Taken King. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play the shit out of it. I mean, I've easily put in 2,000 hours in the Destiny so far. Yeah, I'm sure I'll put in 2,000 more. Well, maybe a little less. Halo 5's coming out, but you know, they're finally making this game what it should have been, and you know, it's taken a little too long in my opinion. Now, I'm really glad I didn't just drop Destiny altogether, because I'd probably have picked it back up, but I'd be behind. I don't know, man. It was just kind of a letdown after, you know, Vanilla came out and I beat it in 4 days, 3 days, whatever the hell it was. And then it was 3 months to the expansion, and the expansion took all of you know, an hour and a half. You know, House of Wolves took an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I was high enough level that I could put it all on the highest difficulty setting that they had. You know, so it took a little bit longer, but I would manage to solo it. I'm hoping that if I'm putting this stuff on the higher difficulty, it is soloable, but it better be like really, really difficult. Like, they better make it so that going through with a team on the highest difficulty is the most optimal setting to do it on, or the most optimal way to do it, but not impossible. Kind of like Halo 2 Legendary. Fucking goddamn near impossible.
I was about to bring up Halo 2 Legendary.
Yeah, like, I don't need it to be that hard, but I want it to be, like, difficult. You know, if I'm going in for a challenge, I want it to be challenging. You know, I think I went through most of the game, most of vanilla at least. Going up through it, I played it on the heroic, with the heroic modifier on my first playthrough. And it was kind of, you know, I beat that game inside of a week for sure. You know, I hit 20 inside of a week. It was definitely not as hard as I thought it was gonna be. And then for the next, you know, 3 months, I hit 29 in another 3 weeks. And for the months after that, I was 29 for 3 months because I couldn't get the goddamn helmet to drop in Vault of Glass. You know, it's nice. It's gonna be nice to, you know, finally have the game the way it should be. Yeah, it's not all gonna be everybody has the same gear to be the max level and whatever, blah 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 blah. I'm also hoping maybe sometime down the line we get transmogrification. I can see how it's kind of an issue for a console game. But at the same, because that's like another, you know, terabyte, well, not terabyte, but 2 gigs of data they have to put into the game with all the ways to re-roll that or whatever. I'm not a programmer, I don't really know how it works, but I can guess, you know, mostly. Oh, come here, you fuck. You know, but I would like transmogrification, and it's definitely kind of a staple in games like this these days, and the fact that it's missing in a game that had such a huge budget, it's kind of silly that you don't have it in an RPG type game where you have multiple players and in a social setting and stuff, and you're trying to have people create their own identity, and you're kind of denying them that without being able to change your appearance on the physical and the aesthetic level, like on the like their physical appearance. Then there's like their armor appearance and stuff. I feel like the only exceptions to transmogrification should be exotics. You know, but
I can agree on that.
but legendaries, rares, commons, and uncommons and stuff, you know, greens, blues, whites, and purples should all have transmog, be able to be transmogged. Because there are a lot of common armor sets that I've seen. You know, I saw a level 15 player walking around the other day. You know, this guy's had the game for maybe 2 days. Grimoire scores of 700. You know, or whatever. You know, he's wearing this level 15 set of armor, and it looks pretty badass. You know, and I can't find that anymore, for the most part. You know, and if I wear it in the current state of the game, it, you know, kills my level. You know, I'm stuck at 25. What do I do? Yeah, I mean, I know when I'm playing Diablo, I've got a set of boots that are have the appearance of, I think they're a level 5 set, and my boots are like 65. You know, it's pretty awesome. So I'm hoping Transmog makes it in soon. I know it's not coming in with Taken King. They haven't announced it as a major feature, but maybe in the Comet, the new Vex expansion or whatever that leaked.
Yeah.
I'd really like it to appear in that.
That would be really nice. I would think that what would be really nice if they do this is maybe a separate, like, you know how I was talking about a separate social space, is maybe if we're really hurting still, because I mean they did increase the vault space a lot, if we're still hurting for vault space, still hurting for something, maybe we can have a separate area that's completely locked off from our usual vault. Maybe, who knows? I mean, but we'll find out. I mean, it's 72 left. Fill it up, we'll see.
Yeah, and not to mention the fact that we've also got the what are they calling them? The terminals now for holding these exotics and these other things. Now, albeit you get rid of an exotic and you pull another one out of the terminal, you have to re-level it back up, but you know, assume you run out of space and you're not using that exotic right now, you still have it. I mean, it's gonna be good.
Yeah, and I did like how they didn't make, from what I had seen, like Gallowhorn and Thorn and a couple other weapons able to progress into year 2 level 40 versions, just because, I mean, they're already so OP in the game, depending on PvP or PvE. So, but I am definitely looking forward to all of that.
Yeah.
Because I would love to have a level 40 version of Truth. I want to see what's different about it. What new perks did they put on it?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm definitely.
I think the other year 1 is I can't confirm it. I'd have to look at it again. But I think it's Thunderlord. I think Thunderlord has a level 40 version.
I did not see it. You know, I really wasn't looking. I just didn't really think to. But
Happy to help.
that's why it's a video. You can go back and watch as many times as you want.
I
Since I don't need
I
it.
hope that they increase the glimmer cap. I mean, even if they make it 50,000. I mean, it shouldn't be too hard in code to go through and be like, okay, well, you know what? Here's what we want you to. We're gonna go and say, okay, double it to 50,000. You know?
Yeah.
I highly doubt changing 2 numbers is gonna really do anything in the code.
We hope. You know, there are some things in coding that can just go awry for no fucking reason whatsoever, but it's a pretty rare instance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, found the soccer ball.
Man, I had the complete a strike without dying, and we did the Devil's Lair strike, and I could have got some extra rep from it. Because it's sitting right here, but oh well.
You didn't. Oh, you didn't pick that up. Oh, dude.
Oh well.
Well, I mean, we can run another strike. Like, I still have to kill Hive Majors and Ultras with any of class items, Eris's class items equipped, and kill 10 Hive with grenade abilities while under the effective rate. Oh, okay, I'll take that. I'll take that. I also have to kill any Majors or Nightfalls in a Majors or Ultras in a Nightfall activity. That's
Yeah,
kind
I
of a
gotta do
pain
that
in the ass,
too.
though.
I still need to finish off my bounty for Pocket Infinity.
Oh, word?
Yeah, but I'm gonna do that another night. So.
Okay.
And I think tonight it's gonna be called done, and I'm gonna relax and go to bed.
Yeah, I should probably do the same since I gotta be up at fucking 6 tomorrow. Ugh.
Yeah. Hey, I got a Cryptarch package.
Word. Well, I should be available tomorrow sometime after. I'll definitely be on after 9 for sure. How late after 9 I'll still be on, I don't know, but I do have rehearsal tomorrow night, so I'll deal with that. But
I am probably gonna take tomorrow off, because I gotta study for my insurance licensing. But other than that, I'll probably be on the following day.
I'm closing Saturday. Here, let me end the stream. Let me end my stream real quick, and we can talk about this. So anyway, that's that. If you didn't really see any of Bungie's reveal of the Taken King stuff they did today, pretty much all tower related, you can go check out their stream. It was it twitch.tv/Bungie. They also can find it through the Destiny search engine kind of dealio they had on Twitch. See all the cool kids later. Peace. Oh, no, fuck. Well, no, I lied. Hold on, I gotta find it. Snap an app. Yay, Xbox. Xbox is so great. Master Race. Alright, I'll see all you cool kids later. We'll be back on. I'll definitely be back on tomorrow night. Around 9:30 p.m. East Coast time, best time. Suck it for California.